All right, here we are, part two of the Remington 700 ADL 6.5 Creedmoor inexpensive build. I'm sorry, guys, I hadn't had a chance to go shoot it. I know there's a couple guys that asked me questions and if I had any results, then I wanted to post. Life's been busy, but I was able to steal away a couple hours with my daughter to go to the range, and she had another rifle that she wanted to get dialed into. I was able to get 7 shots off with it, and we'll show you those results with it, but I wanted to talk about a couple things just real quick, kind of the preconceived notions that I had going into the build and everything, and see what I thought afterwards. So here those are. First of all, the scope, the Monstrum 4-16 by 50 tactical generation 2. I got to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of shooting indoors. Lighting, I'm getting older, eyes, that kind of vibe. People shooting break weapons inside, it's kind of nutty. I prefer to shoot outside, but we did what we had to do to get it done today. Glass, indoors, I thought the lighting was no problems with it. The glass was clear. I had no problems with glare or anything like that. So overall, I'm impressed. To be honest with you guys, I was fully ready to take the scope off and put it on a different gun that I have, but I'm thinking it's going to stay on there because it's actually not bad at all. So that's it for the scope. As far as the stock, yeah, everything that I thought about, it's true. It's cheap, it's plastic. I knew that going into it. We talked about the fact that I couldn't free float the barrel without taking out so much material. My results are going to show you that that was true. I think that the way that you hold the gun, the way you lean into it, if it varies, it shoots in different spots, and I'll show the results from that. But that's really it. Other than that, oh yeah, I needed to apologize. The trigger, I think I said on the first video that it's they're adjustable trigger. It's not adjustable. I mean, you'd have to pull it apart and mess with the set screws and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that, but it's not the adjustable trigger that I thought it was, the X Mark Pro. I think that's what they call it. That's not it. So I apologize for that. All right, the ammo that I shot today was this. Okay, I'm going to be really honest with you. I only got 7 shots off, ran out of time. It's the Hornady match, and this one happens to be in the 140 grain ELD, and there is the ballistics on it. So I have the 147 grain ones I want to shoot through it too. And again, I'm going to hand load for it at some point. But here's what happened. All right, so did the old look down took the bolt out, looked down the barrel at 50 yards. This was my point of reference right here. And lined everything up. First shot, impact there. Made an adjustment, second shot there. And this is at 50 yards. Made an adjustment from there, backed her out to 100. And this is what I came up with. All right, again, only 7 shots, 100 yards, first impact, second impact, shots 3 and 4 out of the barrel. My rest on the back of the gun wasn't the best, so I made an adjustment and I leaned into it a little bit more. I put a little more forward pressure on the gun, which in turn put a little more pressure on my bipod in this area up in here that I was worried about. And the next 2 impacts were here and here, but they're both touching, so different holding the gun. I really wasn't holding on to the gun too much. I shot these 2, and then I really leaned into it and shot these 2. So my premonitions about the stock are true. So again, it's definitely going to get restocked. This one here is all me. I knew it. I went back to letting go of the gun and just going back to it. And I don't know if it was I jumped or whatever because of percussion. But anyways, I knew that when I touched it off, my crosshairs were up in here somewhere. So the impact is up in here. It really should have been probably right in here a little bit, but I'm going to post my results and not going to fudge it. So this is what I came up with. And so this is tape measured. It's not exact. It's not mic'd, but roughly from center hole to center hole, that one was 1.125 or 1 1/8 inches. And then from center hole to center hole, these are 3/4 inch squares, I believe. They're not 1 inch. And I came up with just a little over ½ inch, like 0.60 or something like that. So roughly that's what my spread was. So not quite 3/4 inch. But again, the flyer was all me. I think it should have been in here, which would have knocked it off. It probably would be just a little over ½ inch if that shot would be up in here. And with factory ammo, first 7 shots out of the gun, I'm kind of impressed with it. I'm not, I'm not going to complain. But I think putting the stock on it and free floating that barrel, that's actually going to tighten that up. I mean, I know it's going to, but for what it is, it is what it is. It's a cheap, inexpensive gun. I think I paid $350 for the gun, $179 for the scope. I think I paid $75 for the rings, And then, you know, had the Blackhawk bipod. I think those were like $75, so maybe under $700. Not going to complain. Yeah, so there it is, guys. I'll do more as I go along. Sorry for the length of time again. Life gets in the way. Don't have all the time in the world anymore, so I could steal away when I can. I'll get it done, but again, I'll post it after I restock it, and then as I shoot more factory ammo, and then hand loads, and we'll see what we do with it. All right, thanks, guys.